Hi, gorgeous women. Welcome back to your journey. Today is day 9, and today we are talking about purity plans. Now, there's 1,000 things that I could talk to you today about, but today specifically, I want to talk to you about teaching your sex drive how to think. You know, in this day, it says that a divided mind creates confusion and inconsistent behavior. It steals your power. In contrast, a pure mind is a powerful mind. It has strength because it does not tolerate any thoughts that compromise your foundation. So today, ladies, I want to challenge you to begin changing your mindset about how you think you're going to get from one end of the battlefield to the other. You know, a lot of times we are told, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do and what not to do so I can be successful. Well, ladies, this isn't a graded test. This is not, you're not studying for your SATs. The Lord is trying to get you to walk in the beautiful way that He created you, body, soul, and spirit, holy and blameless before Him. And that, you know, a lot of times we want that to equal do's and don'ts. Well, I want to challenge you today to begin changing the way you think about how you're going to get to where you're going. For example, some of the questions that we ask you in your interact section are, how would your thoughts about guys change if you saw them as someone else's husband? I mean, have you ever thought about that, ladies? Have you ever thought when you walk in that room or you walk in that party or you walk in that, you know, worship service and you're surrounded by all these hot guys and your heart or your mind or your little, you want to just go into fantasy land like, oh, what would it look like if I was his wife and we would live here and we would have this many children and they would have these names? Danger zone, ladies. Begin to think about the men in your life as someone else's husbands. You know, would you want other women thinking about your future husband the way that you think about maybe some men in your life? You know, that's just something to consider. Would you want your friends to think about your husband in a way that you think about guys? Why or why not? When you think about marriage, is it more like a wish or is it a vision you are proactively moving toward? You know, are you just wishing upon a star that you're going to have this fairy tale marriage? Or are you working proactively to take steps to have that type of marriage that you want? You know, maybe you didn't grow up in a home where a great marriage was modeled for you. Maybe you've seen a lot of brokenness and a lot of pain in your life. Ladies, I just want to tell you, God can make it new. God can make your heart new, and God can give you a different story. Let's see, what else we have here? Oh, this is really good. Yeah, do you think of yourself as a future wife? And what does that mean to you? You know, how are you living in your single years? You know, what are you doing to steward your heart and to steward your mind and to steward your purity, to walk down that aisle on your wedding day with joy and no regrets and no shame, and that you didn't, you didn't break a ton of hearts along the way, but you stewarded the relationships in your life well, you know, and not just the men that you're dating, ladies, but your guy friends. You know, how do you treat them? Do you speak well of them when they're not in the room? Can they trust you to protect them, to help protect their purity? You know, how are you? We talked about in day 2, like that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. How are you, ladies, presenting your whole personhood to the earth as a daughter of the King? Because you are, ladies, you are a daughter of the King. Maybe no one's ever told you that before, that you are lovely and beautiful and worthy and you are called. And so there's so much that I could say about purity plans, but I really want to encourage you, ladies, to begin to take a step back today, spend 15 minutes with Dad and say, you know, Daddy God, are there any areas of my life that I'm believing a lie about myself, my future husband, how my relationships will go, my marriage, how my home will be? Just any of those things, ladies. Just let the Lord speak to your heart and begin to change the way you think about your sex drive, your sexuality, and ultimately how you want your marriage to end up. I bless you, ladies. You are worth it, and you can do this. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.